So this happened. That was in the 500 grit stage. And here we are 9 days later. I tumbled the core samples. Not too bad. It's still wet right there. There's that firewall. That little piece. I'm really surprised that this lasted through. Hey, here's one of the seats. That looks good. Where's the back? There's the back. Here's some Crowley Ridge agates that I got from Will Bond the Cajun Rockhound. I thought I'd cut a few open and tumble them. Beautiful stuff. I just love these agates. Oh! I had a piece of broken thunder egg. I thought I'd try to tumble because I couldn't really do anything else with it. That's pretty cool. Alright, back to the Flintstone mobile. I did something a little crazy and I'm scared to death right now. I put those little sticks out of petrified wood in my vibratory tumbler for 2 days. Let's see what happened. If it doesn't work, back to the drawing board.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh, I think I got lucky. Awesome. I had a crazy thought. What if, these have only been in the 220 stage in the vibratory tumbler. What if I try to give it a quick polish on the high-tech flat lap without going through all the other stages? First I need to get this off. We could pull this off so I could be able to get at it a little bit better. Okay, so this is totally dry. And this is before I try to buff it. Let's see what happens. And that's exactly what I want. Excellent. They're all done. I think they turned out great. Oh, don't want to lose any. But it's got some shine to them. So, change of plan. I wasn't too happy with these. They kind of looked too thin. Wasn't beefy enough like the chassis on there. Well, not the chassis, the side panels, whatever you want to call it. So I made some new ones. A little bit better, a little bit thicker. And then I just threw some stain on it. So it's going to look a lot nicer. So I've already sanded the where I need to glue both sides, and I'll use some E6000 and glue it together. So this is what I've done so far. I've glued some wooden dowels to the core samples. I just got an old pen, just a writing pen, and cut out a couple of pieces of clear plastic off it. And then I have to widen this a little bit in here because it won't fit. And then I'll glue it in place, paint it up of course, glue it in place, and then the dowels will slide right in there just perfectly. It fits on there just nice. Nice clearance underneath, nothing's gonna drag. Looks really good that way. And for gluing all this stuff, I use a thing called E6000. It's an industrial strength adhesive. Works really well. This is going to be the hardest part, trying to put it together, figure out what goes where and first. Lots of fun, but I'm loving it. I did a quick mock-up with some barbecue skewers, and then I crazy glued it together, and I just taped them to the seats. And then I put the dowels onto the core samples, and I used that little piece of plastic, and I glued that in place from the pen. So that worked out quite well. So it gives me a basic idea of how it's gonna look. It's looking pretty good. I'm really happy. And it's a good thing that I did this mock-up, because this piece here should be on the outside, not on the inside. And this piece here was supposed to be up here, so that doesn't need to be there. So yeah, a couple lessons learned. We are getting close, folks. I have the seats and the firewall glued on, so that's gonna look awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. So what we have is a little dish of water and a block of wood in here. What we're gonna do is place this on the block of wood. There's my mark right there. Okay, that should be good. So what we're gonna do is what that does is keep your drill bit nice and cool. And you want to keep taking the drill bit out every once in a while, just to get some of the rock dust out. Kind of clears everything, clears the hole for you. And we're through. We now have the dash and the firewall installed. We have the steering column. And right now I think I'm just going to do a little bit of touch up on some stuff that needs to be darkened. And I have a little bit of leather stain. That's what I used to stain this. And I also made this little radio. Let's get started, shall we? After days, possibly a couple of weeks of planning and trying to fit, well, actually I'm lying. I was procrastinating. But I got these 4 posts up, radios installed, and the steering wheel I still haven't made. But everything else is looking pretty darn good. So now I'm going to install these top rails for the canopy. We are very close to being done. All I think I have left to do is put on a bunch of these straps along the posts, and I think that's it.